third video on sleep for today. Let's start by talking about the things that prevent us from sleeping. So, toxins in our environment, or I should say, our detox pathways working too hard. For example, if your liver is overworked or your kidneys are overworked, you're going to find it impossible to sleep, as your liver is working hard to detox your body in the middle of the night, which is when it's supposed to do those things. It's going to raise cortisol. That cortisol is going to wake you up. So one of the things that I hear from people all the time is that they wake up in the middle of the night to pee. And one of two things is happening here. First, either you're dehydrated, right? That's the most obvious, and we rule that out right away. If you're dehydrated, you will wake up to pee. How is that, you say? Because I drink water before I go to bed to stay hydrated. That's why, because you're drinking water. Water isn't hydrating. We have an entire guide section on why water has nothing to do with hydration other than how much you keep cellularly. How much you drink, that's irrelevant. So electrolytes are what cause hydration. That allows the cells to keep the right amount of water in each cell and move water between cells as needed. That is hydration. That means your magnesium, potassium, calcium, sodium, those are your 4 primary electrolytes, which is why we address hydration as one of the 7 pillars of health, which I mentioned in video 1. So if you're dehydrated, what happens is there's too much water in your body in some cases. So you can be dehydrated and have too little, you can be dehydrated and have too much. When you have too much water, that can actually be toxic for your system. And so what happens is your body hurries to get rid of the excess water to balance with the electrolytes. What that means is that you needed more electrolytes and less water. So in order to protect you from dying, because it will begin to affect your organ systems if there's too much water in the system, you have to pee. So excessive peeing is a sign of dehydration. There are other things that can cause excessive urination, but dehydration is the most common and most obvious of those. So number 1, if you're waking up in the middle of the night to pee, you might be dehydrated. Let's examine how many electrolyte servings you're having and if you're using the right electrolytes for you. Because if your electrolytes have food coloring and sugar and don't have the right amount of potassium, magnesium, and sodium, then you're just wasting your money. Number 2, the reason that you wake up in the middle of the night and have to pee is actually not because you have to pee. You would sleep all night long and urinate in the morning when you wake up if your sleep was good. But because your sleep is light, you're waking up for another reason. If you're waking up between 2 and 4, that's a problem with your detox pathways. That could mean you have MTHFR. That could mean you have poor lung function. It could mean that your liver is overworked. Oftentimes it's a combination of all of those. So what happens is, when you're asleep, the most important thing that your body does every single night during sleep is protect you from what you did that day. Environmental toxins are removed from the body. The shitty foods that you ate are removed from the body. The toxins you put on your skin, your makeup, your fragrance, your shampoo and conditioner and deodorant and toothpaste and all of those things that give you a heavy chemical load every single day, your body is working so hard at night to get rid of, to protect your organs. When that happens, you will feel like you can't get into a deep sleep, or you'll be asleep and think you're sleeping deeply, and you'll wake up. And oftentimes you wake up and you just happen to notice that you have to pee. So you go to the bathroom and you think that that's what woke you up, when in fact it really wasn't. And very often then your cortisol is up because your body's stressed and you can't fall back asleep. And so you lay there and you think and you think and you think, and then that can trigger more anxiety. It can trigger more restlessness. It can make you do the very thing that's going to prevent you from falling back asleep, which is grab your phone or turn the TV on or try to do something to distract yourself, that then forces you out of your circadian rhythm and makes your body think it's daytime. And now you're just sleep deprived. Remember that anything less than 7 hours of sleep on 2 consecutive nights is considered total sleep deprivation. You lose brain function, you lose cognitive ability, you lose your time that you would normally be recovering. So you're physically impaired, you're mentally impaired, you're cognitively impaired. Sleep is that important to all of those things. And there's so many things that go into good sleep besides just laying down and falling asleep. So we'll talk about some of those things next.